Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the history of one of the most iconic bumbling robots who think they're cops ever, Inspector Gadget. From his classic 1983 cartoon debut to live-action movies, comics, ads, gadget-filled detective has bounced through decades of pop culture. So strap in because we're unpacking his entire legacy. Cartoons, comics, movies, TV revivals, and the voice actors who actually brought him to life. Inspector Gadget was created in the early 1980s by Andy Hayward, Jean Chaplin, and Bruno Bianchi from DIC Entertainment, a French-Canadian studio that helped define 80s Saturday morning TV. The show premiered September 1983 and quickly became a staple in syndicated kids' TV. It revolved around a clumsy cyborg detective named Inspector Gadget, sent by Chief Quimby to stop the evil organization of MAD and its leader, Dr. Claw. If you haven't seen our Dr. Claw video, go back in there, link in description. It's a pretty good one. Inspiration-wise, the creators mashed together the bumbling charm of Inspector Clouseau from the Pink Panther, the comedy and spy vibe of Get Smart of Don Adams, the bionic hero of the $6 billion man. The result, a half-man, half-machine detective who's powerful, brave, and absorbently dumb, able to save the day purely by accident while his niece and dog actually are the ones solving the cases. The original Inspector Gadget ran from 1983 to 1986, with over 80 episodes that kept the premise simple and endlessly repeatable. Gadget himself is a cyborg with thousands of gadgets built into his body, activated by the catchphrase, "Go, go, Gadget," followed by the device like, "Go, go, Gadget arms," or "Go, go, Gadget helicopter." Behind the scenes, the show's voice cast changed a bit across seasons. Don Adams, famously from Get Smart, became the classic voice of Gadget in the regular run, giving him dry, deadpan, slightly boring delivery, if you will, but very good. John Stevenson and Dan Hennessy also voiced Gadget in early episodes and the pilot before Adams took over the role. Other key voices were Maurice LaMarche voiced Chief Quimby, and Holly Berger, the others, voiced Penny. Frank Welker contributed to the cast, including Brain and Dr. Claw. Even though the show's animation reused a lot of stock footage and gags, it became an 80s cultural staple, thanks in large part to the instantly recognizable theme song. Right now you have it inside of your head, and it's awesome. It's one that's an earworm that'll go on forever. Speaking of voices, Inspector Gadget's casting is the who's who's of 80s cartoon. We talked about Don Adams and his characteristic personality with the signature mist of confidence and incompetence, later revives and special shifts of voices that come into this. We have Maurice, again, Lee Tokar, Scott McCord, Derek McGrath, and that was in the 2015 CGI reboot that comes in. We also have in 1999 a live-action film. Gadget was played on screen by Danby Coleman, but his voice was still done by Don Adams, trying the movie back to the original cartoon. It didn't work out so well. In the sequel, we did have Inspector Gadget 2. Jeff Bennett provided the voice, and Mark Mitchell played Gadget in costume. All these different actors kept the core idea alive, a gadget-hoarding, self-unaware hero who someone never realized how much he leans on Penny and Brain. Beyond the original cartoon, Inspector Gadget sprouted a whole family of spin-offs and reboots. The 90s, Deke brought back the formula with Gadget and the Gadgetines, a kid-centered thing. It was terrible. Specials like the Inspector Gadget's biggest caper ever, heist-style plots. Disney and Dalgo revised the character in 2015 and 2018 with CGI reboot series, produced a modern-style cartoon for Netflix and Disney. It wasn't the same. As they say, you really can't mess with the original. The version kept the same core cast. We had Gadget, Penny, Brain, Chief Quimby, and Dr. Claw, but with smoother animation, updated gadgets, and slightly more self-aware Gadget. Still dumb, but a bit more likable. There's even a 2015-2018 Inspector Gadget series poster that shows him in a sleek trench coat with his classic gadgets, surrounded by Penny and Brain, which is the great visual reference. If you want to roll in the montage for different versions of him, we're doing that right now. To me, there is nothing better than an original Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget did not stop at TV. The character crossed over into comic books, various publishers putting out short runs and tie-in books to accompany the cartoon and movie. These comics often leaned into small slapstick formulas, but it was the same Gadget doing different things. Merchandising was huge in the 80s and 90s. Again, we've talked about the theme song Go Go Gadget. It's awesome. Yeah, it's still stuck in your head. You're welcome. The fact that modern tech writers have even joked that the Inspector Gadget predicted countless gadgets that would later exist in real life, from early concept of smartwatches to wearable survival things, as long as surveillance tech. Even today, you'll see homage in games, YouTube skits, and other things. But one of the big things that happened was the movie. 1999 Inspector Gadget film produced by Disney, starring Matthew Broderick and John Brown, a mild-mannered security guard who turned into a cyborg and renamed Inspector Gadget after a stage accident by Dr. Claw. The movie amps up the visual gadgetry with fully realized mechanical arms, legs, and tools, but keeps the comedy and some of the core ideas. He's still clumsy and overconfident. Penny, played by Michelle Trachtenberg, and Brain are real brains behind everything. Again, there's a 2003 sequel, Inspector Gadget 2, and went direct to video and shifted the tone a bit, leaning more into absurd gadget gags and family-style slapstick. Critics were mixed on both of the films. Both movies kept Inspector Gadget alive in pulp culture, but nothing was really all that great about him. Classics animation versus glossy live-action effects versus modern CGI reboot. Leave it in the comments. Which one do you pick out of those three? I know which one I pick. So who is Inspector Gadget at the end of the day? Well, he's a bionic slapstick detective born from the classic spy spoofs and 80s bionic hero mania, voiced by icons, packaged in cartoons, comics, and movies, and then revived for a new generation in the 2020s, I guess that is, not the 1920s. That'd be weird. If you grew up watching him in reruns, playing with his toys, or laughing at live action flicks, chances are he's one of those characters that feels weirdly personal and a nostalgia trip, and it hits you somewhere right in the heart. If you've enjoyed this deep dive, let me know in the comments. And if you want more characters in history, the month of May is Inspector Gadget month here on the channel. So we've got characters like Penny, Brain, a few other ones to surprise you, but all of May is going to be Inspector Gadget related. Please remember to go visit our Dr. Claw video. It's one of our best videos that, well, personally, little pat on the back. It did really well on viewership, and hopefully if you haven't watched that and you're watching this, you'll go tune into it. But until then, go Gadget. Peace out, home skillets.